Hey everybody, thank you for clicking on the video. New article. 40% of Americans now prefer socialism to capitalism. Amazing, isn't it? But then it is expected because of what we have been declaring for decades in regards to the Vatican's desperate need of a socialist society. But this is the article right here if you want to check it out when you get time. I, of course, will have the link below in the comment section for the main page, because all that I'm going to share here is going to be linked out on this blog entry. And so with all that being said, are you surprised to see something like this, a headline like this? I'm not. I mean, have you seen my Homeschool Spurs page? Or how about my Vatican Socialist Agenda page? Literally every school in the United States, and this includes the private schools as well as the so-called many Christian schools, and most assuredly every madrasa in this so-called Christian nation, all of them are brainwashing the children to embrace the idea of a socialist format in America so Rome can have an easy row to hoe when the time to enforce the mark finally arrives. I have literally thousands of articles on the Homeschool Spurs page and many links that spun off from it showing how the government has blatantly dumbed down our precious children so as to ready them for a society they prefer, wherein, like ancient and papal Rome, declare the government to be a god unto the people. And if you think that's far-fetched, I do have a link in this blog entry that shows it was, of course, the norm in Pharaoh's day, but in some nations, it is still the norm today, no less. And so Satan's been very busy, but then again, these are the last days. And if you have a chance to check out my Vatican and Socialist Agenda page, wherein I show how the popes, who still claim to be another god on earth to this day, they have been very active in American politics so as to bring about a mindset in this nation wherein what the political leaders say goes. This is why Hillary Clinton saw no problem declaring on camera during her campaign that religious biases must change. I actually did a video about that. And she said that because she knew all too well about how she was worshipped. And yeah, I have a link to that. They actually sang a hymn written for Jesus and replaced Jesus with Hillary. And we all recall all the pictures of Obama as Messiah and how some people actually prayed to him on camera. And yes, he too demanded Christians deny Jesus Christ on camera. And just so you know, I started the Vatican Socialist Agenda page because I saw how the Vatican was not only manipulating our politics, they were actually going against our own children. Because they know how to control a nation when it comes to where to start. You know, I cannot count how many times I have warned everyone I can about how the schools have been indoctrinating the children to get used to a police state format in America so that when the children eventually do leave the schools and are old enough to vote, they're going to lean towards voting what they were used to experiencing in the schools, in the way it's literally like a mini police state in all the schools now, and whatever their teachers told them was normal in society is how their vote's going to lean. And this is why when you go into any school, the children are already living in a socialist society from the moment they step into school until they leave. And the very second their parents speak out against it, the teachers do all they can to shut the parents up. In fact, have you noticed all the articles on my Homeschool Spurs page wherein the children were subjected to everything from literal school-supervised abortions to books promoting Islam and even homosexuality to the little children without the parents even being asked or notified about it all? The government just plain grew tired of having to switch gears and move their lesson plans to different school districts every time the parents complained. And so now the government just does whatever they want without letting the parents know in these schools. And if the parents find out or complain about what's going on about any of this, well, they suspend the child or ignore the parent. And yeah, there's plenty of videos and articles about that too on that page. And since it's the U.S. government that makes the decision in all the schools, nary a parent can win any argument regarding their own child's curriculum unless they go through a whole mess of bureaucracy and red tape. And most parents don't have the time. Most parents have to work. Both parents have to work because of the way the government has manipulated society. And so this is why young adults under 30 are moving towards socialism, because number one, it's exactly what they have been teaching the children in the schools for well over 2 decades now. And number two, it was prophesied to be this way. And by the way, were you aware that a Roman Catholic emperor was the first to come up with this type of grossly government-supervised form of education in the schools? He stated not too long ago, "Let me control the textbooks, and I will control the state. His name was Adolf Hitler. Thank you for watching. God bless.